Hello everybody, we are
Dynamis, Cosmos.
Dynamis means power
Demos means people.
and cosmos means world. If we combine this word together, it would be power, people, world. We chose this name because we want to spread the gospel that every people in this world have been given the strength and power from God.
Every people needs to know that they are special and they have the abilities to do great things.
My name is Jennifer Keisha.
My name is Michelle Davina.
And my name is Shafin Kalistatai.
Today we are going to tell you about our devotion topic, which is
The power of God. This devotion will make us realize that God cares about us and God is always beside us. He wants us to spread the gospel to every people in this world with the ability that God has gave us. So now, let's start! Colossians chapter 1 verse 11. Strengthened with all might according to his glorious power, unto all patience and long-suffering with joyfulness. This verse was written by Paul the Apostle, and it was written for the Colossians. The chapter of this verse was about thanksgiving and prayer. When I first read Colossians chapter 1 verse 11, I realized that I need to do great things in life because God had given me the strength and ability to do it. I also realized that God had given every people in this world strength and power to go through their lives. In life we may face bad and also good things, but remember, God had given us the strength and power to go through those things. As a teenager, we should always be grateful and always stay patient because God had given us the strength and power to overcome our hardships. We may face problems in our friendships, in our school, and maybe in our families. Remember, God is always beside us. He will never leave us. He will always protect and motivate us. Through this verse, God gave us a message, which is if we believe in Him, He will always stay by our side and He will give us the strength and power to go through things in life with a patient heart. After I read this verse, I felt relieved because I know God cares about us a lot. He gave us the strength and power to overcome our hardships. He doesn't want us to suffer from our problems, but He wants us to step over our problems. I also realized that I need to help other people with the ability that God had gave me, so I could do wonderful things in life to serve His name. In society, people these days gave up easily. They don't want to work hard and they don't want to do the hard things in life. They don't want to do the things that might harm them or make them unhappy. Because when we are doing something, we need to sacrifice our time. And sometimes that might be too tiring for us. So maybe that is one of the reasons why people these days gave up easily. The relation with this verse is that people are ungrateful to God because they were already given the strength and abilities to overcome their hardships and to do great things in life. But they didn't use their strength well. They just wasted their strength to do something that is not worth it in life. The Bible gave us 3 solutions. First, we need to believe in God. Second, we need to always be patient. And third, we need to use our strengths well to help other people and to share God's gospel. We need to be closer to God by serving God in the church, read the Bible every day, always be patient, and always remember that everything happens because there is a reason behind it. We also need to be grateful to God because He had given us the strength and ability to overcome our hardships and to do great things in life. I want to motivate and I want to share the gospel to every people in this world. I want to make them realize that they are already given the strength and ability to serve God's name. Through this verse, I expect to see people to realize that they are already given the strength so they could do wonderful things in life and to serve God's name higher.
Romans 1 verse 16. For I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes, first to Jew, then to the Gentile. This chapter is written by Paul and it is written to people in Romans. And the topic of this verse is, for I am not ashamed of the gospel. When I first read this verse, what came across my mind is that I know if we believe in God, God will bring us salvation with His power. As a teenager, I should spread the gospel so that everyone believes in God and have salvation. From this verse, God's message is, if we believe in God, God will bring us salvation with His power. And I feel blessed that I have known Jesus since I was a child. And I know a lot of people out there hasn't believed in God, so I need to spread the gospel. Nowadays in societies there is a lot of misguidance. So people believe in other God. All we need to do is to spread this gospel so people believe in God with all their faith. After reading the Bible first, the Bible gives us a solution, which is if we believe in God, God will bring us salvation. And the action should we take after reading the Bible first is spread the gospel, go to church and believe God with all our faith. I expect that people in the world will be a better people and believe God with all their heart.
First Corinthians chapter 2 verse 5. So that your faith might not rest on human wisdom, but on God's power. So this verse were written by Paul to the people in Corinthians. The topic of this verse is Christ crucified is God's power and wisdom. So the first thing that came across my mind after I read 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 5 is we should rely our faith on God's power rather than human's wisdom. Because our faith must have certainty. As a teenager, we should rely our faith on God's power rather than human's wisdom, because usually teenagers humiliate God and think that they're better than God. So God's message from 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 5 is we should rely our faith on God's power rather than human's wisdom. After I read this verse, I felt reminded because usually I rely my faith on human wisdom. Also, I felt relief because God still gives us second chance to rely our faith on His power. Nowadays, some people worship to statues more rather than worship to God, which means they still rely their faith on human wisdom rather than God's power, because they think that human wisdom or the statues are better than God. So 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 5 reminded to all of us that we should always rely our faith on God's power rather than human's wisdom, because our faith must have certainty and God's power have certainty. That's why we should rely our faith on God's power. And after we read 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 5, we should do this 3 actions. So the first one is we share this gospel so everyone know that they are wrong and they should worship to God more. The second one is we should always remember to rely our faith on God's power rather than human's wisdom, because God's power has certainty and our faith must have certainty. That's why we should rely our faith on God's power. And the last one is we should remind some of people that still rely their faith on human wisdom rather than God's power. And after we did that reaction, I hope everyone all around the world rely their faith on God's power rather than human's wisdom and worship to God more.
So that is all for our video. We hope you can apply it in your daily life.
We want to remind you that God is always beside us and He will never leave us. Remember that we need to believe in God, spread the gospel to everyone, and always use our abilities well.
We also need to help other people with the abilities that we have. We should not waste our abilities to do something that is not worth it in life. You can always read these verses to motivate you when you are sad or when you are down, so that you could do good things in life, good things to serve God's name. We are
Dynamis Cosmos. Thank you for watching our video. We hope to see you in the next videos.
God bless you all.
And remember to always believe in God.
Bye.